Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. Today is November 30th, 2013. I'm Holly Seiler, leading our news this evening. A plane crash near the remote western Alaskan village of St. Mary's has killed 4 of the 10 people on board, including the pilot and a small child. Hagelin Aviation Flight 1453 was traveling from Bethel to St. Mary's. According to the Alaska State Trooper log, the 4 who were killed in the crash have been identified as pilot Terry Hansen and passengers Richard and Rose Pulte, as well as 5-month-old Wyatt Coffey, all of Mountain Village. The condition of the surviving passengers, as well as the cause of the crash, remains unknown. The crash took place just 4 miles from its destination at the St. Mary's Airport. A Fairbanks man is being held without bail after allegedly kidnapping, beating, and sexually assaulting his 18-year-old pregnant girlfriend. 21-year-old Leo Huntington is charged with kidnapping and multiple counts of felony assault and sexual assault. According to charging documents, Huntington picked up the woman around 6 a.m. Monday morning, and when they reached his Chena Ridge Road home, she says she realized he was intoxicated. Huntington allegedly tried to seduce the woman, and when she refused his advances, he then tried to sexually assault her. She says he then refused to let her leave until around 3 p.m. During that time, he punched and slapped her repeatedly, including several punches to the stomach. She is currently 27 weeks pregnant. A preliminary hearing for the case is scheduled for next week. A Tetlin Junction man is in the Fairbanks Correctional Center tonight on a no-bail status after a brutal attack on his off-again, on-again girlfriend. 44-year-old Tony Titus allegedly stomped the woman's skull, strangled her, and pressed his thumbs into her eyes during the assault. He then refused to let her leave the residence. A village public safety officer in Tetlin Junction contacted state troopers who arrived on the scene several hours later. Titus is charged with kidnapping and multiple counts of felony assault. A preliminary hearing in his case is scheduled for next week. A Fairbanks man with outstanding warrants totaling $100,000 was arrested after police were called to a gas station by someone who suspected he was driving drunk. 43-year-old Philip Wallace of Fairbanks was originally arrested in 2012 after leading police on a high-speed chase down Airport Way. Wallace fled from officers at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour and was finally captured after fleeing on foot. He was then found to be in possession of a controlled substance and charged with felony manufacturing and delivering. Wallace was also listed as an escapee from the North Star Center. He is scheduled to be arraigned in Fairbanks Superior Court next week. President Jimmy Carter will host a web chat from 2 to 3 p.m. Monday to commemorate the anniversary of the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservation Act, or ANLCA. The event will be available for viewing at the University of Alaska Fairbanks Botrovich Building in room 109. Carter signed ANLCA into law in 1980, doubling the size of the national park system. ANLCA protected more than 100 million acres of federal lands in Alaska while expanding the national park system by more than 43 million. The event is part of the Presidential Primary Sources Project, a collaborative program with sponsors that include the U.S. Presidential Libraries and Museums and the National Park Service. The first stage of testing of the Sikuliak is almost finished. In less than 2 weeks, UAF will get the keys to operate a one-of-a-kind research boat. NewsCenter 11's Tyson Paris Hansen takes a closer look.
This was the launch of the Sikuliak last year, a tough research vessel able to bust through polar sea ice. This plaque is made from a piece of the ship's hull. It may look small, but it felt like holding a brick.
So the true strength of it is the ability to get humans out on the ice at many different locations and in supported and dedicated science operations.
The National Science Foundation owns the vessel, and UAF will operate it, a huge privilege for any university. The local university will take command in about a week and will spend another year testing the features, everything from the propellers to communication software. The ship can be used anywhere in the world if there's a science mission, but as sea ice melts, there are new responsibilities and opportunities out on the ice.
So out there on that edge is where we can get to underwater sensing of fish that are there. We have the ability to sample down to the seafloor bottom, and so you hear people talking about mining interests. We also have the ability to support these underwater robots and flying robots also.
The UAF trials will last nearly a year before the boat docks at its home base in Seward around March 2015.
The Arctic's a big place. And we know we have to be able to find out what's going on there. We can do that with satellites. We can do that with underwater robots, a variety of things. But you need to get people there in many cases to see things.
Tyson Paris-Hansen, NewsCenter 11.
Even though it was chilly out today, there was a lot to do outside. We'll have those stories and much more when the weekend's only local televised newscast returns. Stay with us. Welcome back. This Sunday is World AIDS Day, and the Interior AIDS Association will hold an open house and candlelight vigil tomorrow in the Wood Center Ballroom. The open house will feature guest speaker Selena Moose, which will begin at 1 p.m. The candlelight vigil will begin at 3 p.m. outside the Wood Center to commemorate people who have died from the virus. Hot soup and beverages will be served, and organizers for the event are asking those who plan to attend to dress warm. This worldwide event provides an opportunity for people to unite in the fight against HIV and show their support for those suffering from the virus. 'Tis the season to get into the holiday spirit, especially if you have little ones. The frigid temperatures were not a deterrent for those at Pioneer Park today. In addition to a craft bazaar with over 90 vendors, Pioneer Park was also offering holiday train rides, children's story time readings, pictures with Santa, and a firework display. If you didn't manage to make it out into the cold today, some of the kids' festivities, like the train ride, will continue into tomorrow from noon to 5, as well as the craft bazaar, which will start at 10 a.m. and run until 5 p.m.
Part of being involved with the community, the train itself, engine number 1, has been part of Fairbanks history since 1905. And we thought we'd do a little bit of something of activities indoors at this time of year.
Today was the kickoff for the annual tradition that brings together holiday cheer and a little bit of artistic competition. Christmas and Ice held their ribbon-cutting reception with Santa in North Pole today. They also kicked off the start of their single-block ice carving competition. The park is open from today until January 7th. In that time, there will also be a multi-block competition, a canned food day, and a military appreciation day. Organizers say that there are more events and activities for children this year and that it's worth the drive out of town.
Ours is Christmas time. You know, we're open a little bit earlier. We're the kickoff to all the Winter Wonderland and Winterfest. Today is our opening day. We're starting our single block competition. We have 13 competitors right now. Every competitor started off this morning at 8 o'clock with a 5x7 block of ice, and it's about 9 inches of clear ice for the thickness.
Black Friday was in full swing yesterday, and many interior residents hit the road late Thursday evening to score the best deals in town. Retailers geared up with additional staff to accommodate the large crowds and the new hours this year. Interior residents can expect the sales and crowds to continue into tomorrow as the sales have been extended, according to retailers, to meet the customer demand. Managers at Sears says this isn't their first year with extended hours, and as long as the demand is there, they will continue to provide deals.
We were skeptical, but we've seen a huge return on our investment. Obviously, our members are enjoying the promotions. They came out in forces. So as long as our consumers are demanding it, we will continue to take care of them. All of our Black Friday specials for our home improvement department, and that is our sporting goods, that is our Christmas tree shop, and our tools, all of those doorbuster specials that were technically from 8 p.m. to 1 p.m., those are going to go throughout the weekend.
The Salvation Army has kicked off its annual kettle campaign for the holidays. The event launches the organization's annual bell ringing drive, which raises funds by collecting money in red kettles during the holiday season. The Salvation Army is looking for volunteers to ring bells for the program, which started Friday and will run to Christmas Eve. People wanting more information can call 452-3103, extension 3.
We all know how much heating oil is here, electricity is here. Because of that, they're putting all the money towards basic living, and they don't have money for food. They don't have money for gifts on the Christmas tree.
Joe Cook has some holiday sports coming up with teams in action this Thanksgiving weekend. Last night, the UAF women's team got another win, plus the Ice Dogs win a thriller on the road. I'll let more with Joe Cook after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here, bringing you some Interior Saturday sports action. Last night in the Carlson Center, the Alaska Nanooks were trying to end their 2013 home games against Michigan Tech on a positive note. That might have to wait until tonight. The Nanooks got it going early with Tyler Morley's 6th goal of the year coming just 1 minute and 17 seconds into the game. The Huskies would reel off 3 unanswered goals in the second period. Shane Hanna's first career goal was the equalizer for the Huskies. Then Alex Patan got back-to-back goals. Patan had 2 goals and an assist to lead all skaters. Sean Hochhausen got a shot on net, and Garrick Perry was able to get it in net to stop the bleeding and to make it a 3-2 game. Going into the third, Sean Cahill got the start for UAF and made 21 saves on 24 shots. The third would go scoreless. Phoenix Copley of North Pole made his return to the Interior and came up with 30 saves on 32 shots as the Huskies hold on for a 3-2 victory over the Nanooks. Copley talked about winning in his home region.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it feels good to do it here. 2 big points that we need, and we're going to go in tomorrow looking for 2 more.
I thought we played pretty hard and, just had a couple mental lapses, boom, 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 and they capitalized on them. And you can't give a team like Michigan Tech those kind of opportunities. Overall, I think just as a big unit, we ought to come each night mentally prepared and know what we're going to be up against and know that we can't lose any battles or else the puck's going to end up in our net at this level. So like I said, mental preparation for the game is going to be huge tomorrow.
And last night, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs' trend of allowing 1 goal in their last 6 wins ended, but the winning streak continues in a thriller. The Ice Dogs won 6-5 in overtime on Doug Rose's goal with 4 seconds left in the extra period. Rose was coming off an NAHL Star of the Week award and showed up again. The Ice Dogs outshot Kenai 53-21 as the offense returned for Fairbanks. Fairbanks trailed 4-1 in this game, but ripped off 4 unanswered. Kenai got a goal in the third to force overtime. 11 players had multi-point games, and 6 of them were dogs. Kyle Lee had 3 helpers to lead the Ice Dogs, and Johnny Mueller had 2 goals for the Ice Dogs as well. And the Nanooks women's basketball team achieved a small milestone last night. They got their 6th win of the year, surpassing their win total from last season. These aren't your 2012 Nanooks. In their second game of the North Star Invitational against Lise McRae, the Nooks were in a battle with the Bobcats early on. Benisa Bulaya had 11 points in the first half, but the Bobcats' backcourt of Lauren Lewis and Lyon D'Souza scored 33 total points. The Bobcats led 38-14 at halftime, but the Nanooks would go on a 12-4 run to start the second half and led by as much as 12. The Bobcats would cut it to 5, but that's as close as they would get. The Nanooks shot 63% that second half. Bulaya finished with a game-high 18 points, while Jordan Wilson added 12, and Kylie Joel chipped in with 11 timely points. UAF is now 6-1 and face 7-0 Wayne State tonight for the North Star Invitational title.
Great game for us, especially since we were down at half. I thought, we came out first 5 minutes. Our goal was to step up our defense and convert on our sets, and that's exactly what they did, and they didn't look back. So I'm proud of their effort. Lise McRae did a really good job of challenging us. They were well coached and they fought very hard, so it was a good game for us.
I think the difference is that we all work very well together, and we all have a lot of hustle in our hearts this season, and we just wanted to prove everyone wrong.
And the Nanooks men's basketball team couldn't get it done in their opening game of the Aries Inn & Suites CBU Classic. The Nanooks fall 77-68 to Azusa Pacific. The Cougars shot a blazing 57% for the game and were led by Troy Leaf's game-high 25 points. Tyler Monroe also had 20 points for the Cougs. The Nanooks had a 4-0 advantage early on, but the Cougars went on a 15-3 run and would not relinquish the lead. Ronnie Baker led UAF with 21 points, 6 boards, and 3 steals. Andrew Kelly added 18 points on a hot 8-for-9 shooting. The Nooks play tournament host Cal Baptist tonight. The Lancers beat Northwest Nazarene by 20 last night. And it's an old-school NFC East rivalry taking center stage this Sunday night on NBC as the Washington Redskins host the New York Giants. The gang from Football Night in America breaks down this matchup.
Welcome to the set, Football Night in America. Dan Patrick, Tony Dungy, Hines Ward, Rodney Harrison. Giants at the Redskins. Basically, Giants got to win out here. We've seen them string together some wins, but losing the game against Dallas. What do you think happens in this game?
Well, I've been in those situations, Dan. You hate to say must win to your team, but it is now. And so you go, and Tom Coughlin goes in and tells them, we've got to win every game starting with Sunday night, and that's the way that they're going to approach it, I'm sure.
When you look at the Giants, Eli Manning, he's thrown a lot of interceptions, but I really believe what's affected him is just those lack of explosive plays down the field. And you look at that defense, yes, the pass rushes, you talk about that, but that secondary has had problems trying to cover guys in the slot. I think the Giants, I don't believe in the Giants being able to get to the playoffs and win out. I just think too many issues on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, they made runs before in the latter part of the season, so it all falls on Eli. I mean, it's all on his hands as far as to go out there and create the.
But is that a good thing?
I know he's throwing an interception, but they've done it before. He's been there, so I'm an Eli fan. I think he can get the job done.
But bigger disappointment, Redskins or Giants?
Well, I think the Redskins right now, they have not played well on defense. RG3, all the energy we saw, all the big plays, not getting them this year. They're just playing a spoiler role.
Well, Coach, did you really believe that RG3 can come off such a severe knee injury and make that big of an impact? So I think if you look at the biggest disappointment, if you look at the Giants, they've been healthy. They should be able to make a run with Eli, but just like I said, the lack of explosive plays, not getting Victor Cruz involved, and then Hakeem Nicks, he's been a huge disappointment.
So Redskins Sunday night hosting the Giants on NBC. We will see you on Football Night in America at 7 Eastern.
And today, the Hutchinson Hawks had the Hutchinson Meltdown High School Wrestling Tournament. We'll have a full recap and results this coming week. But that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. For more KTVF Sports, just go to Twitter, YouTube, and our app. And, of course, WebCenter11.com. Holly Seiler is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Joe is up on campus filming some stuff for Monday, so I'm on the desk by myself for weather. So we're going to get right into it. Here's the almanac for the last Saturday in November. It shows a normal high of 7 degrees and a normal low of 11 below. The record high was set in 2002 at 41 degrees, and the record low of 54 degrees below zero was set in 1909. The sun rose this morning at 10:18 a.m. and will set tonight at 3:03 p.m. It's going to give us 4 hours and 45 minutes of daylight, a 6-minute loss since yesterday. This is weather around the state today. Fort Yukon is partly cloudy with snow showers. Barrow is also seeing snow showers with mostly cloudy skies. It's partly cloudy in Nome and Fairbanks. Fairbanks will also see some snow showers today. Healy is partly cloudy. Juneau is overcast. Ketchikan is expecting to see rain showers today. It's partly cloudy in Bethel, Cold Bay, and Kodiak. Clear skies are moving over Homer and Valdez. Anchorage is partly cloudy today with highs in the single digits. On to our friends in the lower 48. It's overcast in Seattle with a chance of rain, highs in the low 50s. Phoenix is clear with highs in the low 70s. Minneapolis is mostly sunny with highs in the low 40s. It's mostly cloudy in Dallas with highs in the high 60s. Chicago is partly cloudy with highs in the low 50s. Partly cloudy skies are also moving over Miami with highs in the low 80s. And New York is overcast with some light wind, highs in the high 30s. Back in Alaska, Barrow and Nome are expected to see overcast skies, while Fort Yukon will see partly cloudy skies. Fairbanks is expected to warm up tomorrow, but not by much, below zero temperatures with partly cloudy skies, and Healy will see negative temperatures as well with clear skies. Overcast skies are projected for Juneau tomorrow with highs in the 20s, while Ketchikan will see clear skies with highs around 40 degrees. It'll be overcast for Bethel and Cold Bay tomorrow, while Kodiak will see clear skies. And it's all clear in Anchorage, Valdez, and Homer, but Valdez could see some blowing snow by tomorrow afternoon. And just a little snow for us as well, dipping down to almost 30 below, definitely plugging in weather tonight. Partly cloudy skies, light wind, and that snow from today could continue into tonight. We'll warm up just a tad for tomorrow, a high around 13 below with partly cloudy skies and fog. And here is the forecast for the upcoming work week. As you can see, we are going to warm up quite a bit. We'll see single-digit highs and lows and varying partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies until I see you back here next Saturday. And that's going to wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're really glad you can join us. Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at WebCenter11.com. From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.